opponent said modular. I don't know what that means, so I asked him, and he's like GG and report. So he probably reported me for this game. I guess I played so good that he thought I was using an engine. So let's look at this. What I thought was a pretty normal game for me, but apparently for him it was too good. So let's go to the analysis and look at this. I went into my Drunken Master opening as usual. G3. Of course, Stockfish will say that this is all lost, but then you're not playing Stockfish, you're playing human beings, so it's fun. Rook G2, D4. Okay, take E4. I don't mind this. Castles, and now G4. Well, G4 was the engine move. I should have played G4. Why didn't I play G4? G4, G5 is pretty automatic, yeah? G4 and then G5 next. You have to play pretty accurately. Refute that. Anyway, I played H4. He went knight E8, then I went G4. No problem. Knight E5 is wrong. I sensed it was wrong, but the engine refutation is bishop E2. And then, I guess, playing F4 next move, not even allowing an exchange sack. But I thought F4 is just crushing anyway. It's not a bad move. I mean, you're winning 2 pieces for a rook. Take, and I'll take. Fair enough. That's good for me. I won 2 pieces, plus I have an attack on the king side. F5. Okay, I was surprised by this move, but now he's probably gonna play takes, and maybe he has D3, so I played Queen F3 for that reason, to stop D3. He took, but then that opens up my bishop. And here the engine was saying I should have just played a calm move, bishop D3, but I went, okay, E5 is fine as well. And now bishop D3 is correct. But instead I played bishop C4, which is not optimal. King H8, bishop back to D3. I realized that the bishop's better placed here, so I can get the queen here and go for mate like that. So C6, because also I had queen takes B7 in the position, I guess. And then queen E4 immediately. I wanted to play knight F3, and then rook G1, H5, and moves like that. So queen E4 was the idea. B4, of course I don't want to allow his rook to enter and create problems for me, so B4, queen D5, and I said okay, the endgame's not bad for me. Take, and now knight E2 makes sense, defending the queen side, so even if it plays rook C1, my bishop's defended. And knight E3, and now here I made the right decision, because I was like, I don't know how to make sense of these pieces. But I realized that if I trade off that knight, yes, I gave him 2 passed pawns, but they are well blockaded by my bishop, and this bishop cannot push them. So knight C3, and now white is completely in control. Rook A to D8, and I just took this pawn. It's pretty easy. Bishop back, brought him back. I could have played H5 actually immediately. No? Oh yes, he had D4 though. Yeah, it was good to play knight back. Makes sense. King G8, and now I played H5. King F7, rook G1, slowly improving my position. Rook G6. I guess he felt that this was too strong because he's pretty much helpless. Positionally, he doesn't have any trumps in this position. So he can't play any tricks, so I guess for that reason he thought he was playing a computer. Rook C8, bishop F5 gives me an exchange, so I'll take it. Take, and then I could have played E6, but I was like, I didn't even think of it actually. E6, and if king E7, then a rook takes G7 is strong. Well, that would have been an engine move. But I thought, well, I'm just winning this rook, and even if he has E2, I saw that king takes, and he doesn't have time for bishop takes rook, because E6 and takes anyway. Or I'll just take directly. Okay, so instead, wait, what happened here? Rook takes C3, and I took here, and now rook C7. What did I do here? Yeah, if I was playing with an engine, I would have taken a D5, but instead I went knight E2, again returning to my same formation. with the blockade. And now rook g6 comes and it's over. Rook d6 and the pawn's falling, and so is the game. Knight b5, double attack or fork on the rook and bishop. Check, but I just take it and now it's over. I just take this piece and now he just resisted for a few more moves. But this is pretty simple, I guess. I was not even under much time pressure here, if I remember correctly. But here I was just trying to find the easiest way, which I thought was just to eliminate that g7 pawn, and then I have two passed pawns easily. When now he offered me a rook, so I just took it. And that was GG. So, I don't know, maybe from his side, maybe if you see it as black, how do I switch the board here? I can't flip board here when I analyze. That's strange. How do I flip the board? Maybe there's some setting here. Flip board, come on. Must be, yeah. Maybe from his perspective. Now how do I, okay. Maybe from his perspective it seemed too strong. F3, bishop z5, g3. I could have played g4, but I thought then he wouldn't castle kingside, so I wanted him to castle, and then I could ring my rook. Now he did this. Now he castled, which is a bad move because he shouldn't be castling into fire like that. And then h4 came. g4. Knight e5 is a mistake because f4 simply take. f5. I was happy to find queen f3. Queen d1 is also pretty good. I guess same. Yeah, I guess the same point. Queen d1. You stop d3 because if he takes, then I just take, and I have bishop d3, knight f3 coming anyway. So yeah, queen d1 might have been a good move as well. Take. Knight d6. I think takes was wrong, but I don't see what else he can do. So I guess it was his only chance. Bishop knight. Now this is like, yeah, it does feel like you're tied down, you're helpless. So I can see why he may have thought of reporting me, because again, especially against an engine, you do feel this way, that you're completely helpless. And but that's the nature of this position, that he doesn't have anything going for him. Bishop f5 and it's over. And this is like, I don't even take on d5, I just play knight e2, stop all his threats. Bishop d3. And I guess somewhere around this point he said modular. I don't know what that means. I tried Google Translate, but it doesn't show me any particular meaning aside from modules. Maybe it means that I was using some computer modules to analyze this. And d4 falls and it's GG. Bishop g6 might look like a, the kind of move that Deep Blue made against Kasparov, but okay, that's so obvious. Bishop g6 just clamping on his position. I mean, that move was surprising for Deep Blue because it was a human move, but that's not surprising for me because I'm human. Or do you think I'm human? King knight d4 here, and yeah, it's G.